Welcome to Toffee TV. Here is the match reaction. Liverpool 2, Everton 1 in the 247th Merseyside derby at Anfield, and disappointing result for Everton. Started the game really poorly and then dominated really after that and couldn't get back into it and didn't create enough opportunities to either score a good goal, couldn't get back into the game, and they'll leave with a sense of what if we'd have been braver. The team selection, I think the manager went with what everyone thought. James Garner was back in midfield, Mykolenko was back in at left back, Beto started up front, but Liverpool were at it right from the start, and I think we have to hold our hands up and say we sort of got the game plan wrong. I think when you go to Anfield, obviously lots of good teams have gone there and come away with a defeat. They're very strong at home. Liverpool got a good side, but Liverpool's weakness is the defence. And when you go and sit back and allow them to have the ball, then I think you're just inviting it on, especially when you've got a centre forward like Beto who's not going to keep the ball for you. He's not going to get hold of it and run at players. He's a player who likes a physical battle, likes a ball in the channel, and then he can get something from there. I don't think the way we sort of set up, I don't think we unlocked Dewsbury Hall enough. And Jai and Grealish had a good game, don't get me wrong, a very good game. But in that opening half an hour, we were giving the ball away. No one was running beyond Beto, and it was easy, really, for Liverpool. It was quite comfortable. And listen, they scored a really good goal. Gravenberch, it was a brilliant goal. But again, we just don't track runners. Gravenberch runs off at Drissa. Michael Keane's got no clue he's behind him. And Tarkowski can't make any ground up. And it's a brilliant finish. It's a great ball and it's a brilliant finish. It is. But I think when you're looking at cutting those moments out, you can't let people run off you, and especially not talented ones, and it ends up in the back of the net. And Liverpool had a lot of the ball, but hadn't really done anything. And we were one down, and then it's a long afternoon then ahead at Anfield. And we did have a really good opportunity to level things up, a good move. Grealish, again, good play from James Garner, lovely little dummy on Gravenberch by Grealish, left him for dead. A little ball round the corner to Dewsbury Hall, and he's got to hit the target. Beto was square, but he fired it across. I think he's got to hit the target. He put it into the cop, and that was a good chance, I think, and that would have gone 1-1, and that would have asked lots of questions to Liverpool. They had an opportunity to make it to Cody Gakpo, firing into the floor, but then they get the second goal. It was a brilliant goal again, but again, Everton just not picking people up, and Ekitike runs in, great first touch in it before Pickford can even get set, and it's 2-0. And Ryan Gravenberch, I think, was comfortably Liverpool's best player today. And he'd helped himself to a goal and an assist. And then I must admit, at that stage, I'm thinking, this could get very messy. Today, Liverpool was so far on top at that stage, 2-0 up, popping it around a little bit. But then sort of the last 10 to 15 minutes of the first half, Everton got a really strong foothold in the game. Idrissa Gana should have done better, a good little move. Dewsbury Hall again running beyond, cutting the ball back, and Idrissa's got to hit the target better than what he did. He hit it into the floor, and it was a comfortable and easy catch for Alisson. We'd had another couple of opportunities. James Garner shot blocked. Grealish has had the shot blocked. But we just really didn't stretch Liverpool enough. But it was a good response to going 2 down. We went in half time, 2-0 down, and I think everybody would have known what was coming in the final third, and that was Beto withdrawn. It wasn't one of his good afternoons, really. And Tieno Barry came on at the start of the second half, and Everton got hold of the game again, right at the start of the second half, and then controlled it for the rest of the game, and just eased our way back into it. Barry, all of a sudden, some nice little link-ups, some great defending from Liverpool when they had to. And we got ourselves into so many really good positions, but in those positions, you have to be clinical. And I don't just mean clinical by actually finish. I mean, that's perfect, what you want. By finishing, but you've got to be clinical in terms of build-up play, in terms of what you create and find in a share. Too many times, and Jai had wriggle away, but didn't really find his man. But we did get a goal. Jack Grealish, who tormented Bradley for most of the game. Went on the outside again, stood it up. It's a great first touch by Illiman and Jai, and it's swept home by Idrissa Gana Gueye. Brilliant finish, give Alisson no chance, and Everton were right back in it then, and it was, can we? You know, Liverpool had thrown a few 2-goal leads away, and you knew that they're always dangerous, of course, and they just played on the counter-attack. Mo Salah shown one tremendous bit of skill, unbelievable first touch in the box, and hit a weak shot at Jordan Pickford, and that was Liverpool's only other attempt on goal, on target rather, other than the 2 goals. And Everton stretched, prompted, probed, got corners, but didn't put enough pressure on Alisson. Some great defending from Curtis Jones. Konate was getting blocks in. And I guess it was in that moment that the frustration is there, that Liverpool were, I'm going to say wobbling, because it wasn't like they were kicking things off the line, but Everton were in the ascendancy. Everton with the team doing all the pushing with the ball. They were having to defend. And it was at those moments, shot selection, you know, have a shot, hesitating, it's cut off all of a sudden. To get yourself back into a game against a top team like Liverpool, you've got to take your chances, you've got to create things, you've got to get shots away, you might get little deflections. A few times Grealish went on the outside and stood it up, we looked really dangerous. There was 2 brilliant clearances by Kirkes at the far post. One on Njai and one from Jake O'Brien, who came flying in. It looked like he just knocked it across for a tap-in for Barry, and I don't know where Kirkes came from, but came from somewhere and got an unbelievable touch on it. So that'll be the overriding disappointment, I think. Darren England was poor today, the man in the middle. Didn't have a good game. 3 injury time minutes when Liverpool in particular were taking a long time over free kicks. He booked Dewsbury Hall for kicking a ball, trying to take a free kick quickly, but was letting people drag people down, Conor Bradley, all day, and wasn't booking people. So, yeah, I think he had the shocker of a game. And obviously, Jack Grealish told him what he thought of him at the final whistle, as did David Moyes. And but that's the way it is. Don't get me wrong, Darren England didn't cost Everton the game today, not at all, but just some really poor refereeing decisions. And you get it, you expect it, and on-field league champions, difficult place to go. The referees are gonna sort of lean towards them. You expect that, but he was poor, just not cutting things out. Had he booked Bradley early on, that would have stopped all that. Didn't. So yeah, he was poor. I think Everton's man of the match for me. I think Jack Grealish is the easy one to give it to. I thought he played really well. And I think he's probably the only one that really, truly showed up. He wanted the ball in the first half and created things. So he's going to get me man of the match today. But he's only just getting it from James Garner, who I thought had another really good game in midfield. He was up against good players in that midfield for Liverpool, and I thought he'd give a really good account of himself in there. And then also went to left back for the last sort of 5 to 10 minutes as well. But I thought he had a really good game. So those two, Taki was good as well in that defence. But I think Jack Grealish was Everton's best player today overall. I think he looked the one who was likely to cause Liverpool issues. He was the one who was going to cause Liverpool some threats. But I said going into it, I wanted Everton to come to Anfield and to have a right good go and just continue playing with the confidence and looking like a decent side. And I think the first half an hour, I think, was up there with Leeds away. We were way off it. The tactics looked wrong. We couldn't get any kind of stranglehold in the game. Liverpool were too good for us. And listen, they'll be too good for most teams, I imagine. But from our perspective, in terms of when we got the ball, it wasn't good enough. But I think once we settled it down at 2-0 and got our foot on the ball and started playing some football, we showed that we are a team that's improving, and we'll give everybody a game this season. And, you know, I think I'd fancy us at home against Liverpool, that's for sure, with the crowd and that. But we've ended up playing the way I wanted us to play, as in showing that we are knocking it around much better. We do have better players. We are a threat. The first half an hour seemed to be what we do on most occasions at Anfield, but the last hour, certainly the second half, I think we were much, much better. So we got to take that on now. We've got a cup game on Tuesday night against Wolves. We've got to go there and play like that from the off. So there you go. They're my thoughts. Anyway, like, subscribe. Check out the Angus Kinnear interview if you haven't. Thanks for watching. See you later.